Hi everybody and welcome to Veteran Detail. It's me, Paddy, the British guy, living and working and operating in the United States. So at Veteran Detail today we have a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It has a great big scratch all the way down one side of the vehicle, from the front fender, from the front of the front fender, all the way down, or the wing, all the way down through both doors, all the way to the rear quarter panel, or the rear wing. Depends on where you're from. Britain or United States. Wings, fenders, they're all the same. The scratch isn't any different. The scratch is there. We need to take it out. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you how we do that. At any point during the video, if you want to press the like button, please do. If you want to share it with your friends, then please share. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and don't forget to press the notification bell. That'll tell you when our next video is online and it will pop up in your feed. Anything we use during the video, we do have a time-lapse video today, so a lot of it is speeded up, so stay with it. Anything that we use during the video, there'll be links in the description down below, so you can purchase those. Feel free to click those at any time. Let's get it on. Let's start the show. Let's remove some scratches from a Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's the one. I forgot what vehicle we had then. Stay tuned. So let's remind ourselves exactly what we have. We have a Jeep Grand Cherokee and the scratch all the way along the side of the vehicle. Now, when you have a scratch this long, what you have to consider is whatever caused that scratch will be slightly different pressures all the way along all four of those different panels. So from the front fender or wing, through those two doors to the rear quarter panel, the depth of the scratch is going to differ considerably all the way along that scratch. So with that in mind, what we have to consider is the type of compound that we're going to use, the type of polisher and the pad. All three of those in combination with each other are going to determine exactly what we use. So here we're using Ultimate Cutter, Car Beauty Pro Ultimate Cutter. We're also using a Flex Compact 3-inch mini polisher along with a wool pad. You notice there that after each panel you blow the pad out to take out the used compound or the old compound. Each time you're then inspecting that panel to see whether the compound, the polish, the type of polisher, that three-way combination is actually taking out the scratch. And what we have here is we can see that on the door panel we've already completed the scratch removal on the front fender just to speed things up a little. So looking now at this door panel, we can see that that combination that we are using is working. It is drawing out those scratches. So looking into the paint, we're looking to see whether there's any other scratches in there. With using that combination of the wool pad, the rotary polisher and quite an aggressive compound, the Ultimate Cutter compound, you are going to leave some polishing marks in the paint. What we're looking at now on this second panel is the scratch all the way along, and yes, we have washed the vehicle, we have clay barred it, so we've taken any surface contamination off, but you can still see now quite a deep scratch which runs all the way through this second door panel and over where you've got the wheel arch and that small dimple to the rear. Where the scratch goes over there, that is really deep. So we're going to split this up now into two separate areas of polishing out one side of the door, and then I'm going to leave it, show you the results of that polish before we then go on to polishing out the second part of the scratch on the rear part of the door just above that dimple over the wheel arch. So notice the technique here. I actually put a line of compound above the scratch, and I'm actually using then the rotation of the polisher to pick up that compound into the fibres of the wool pad, rather than trying to put the compound on the pad, because it's a rotary polisher, otherwise it would just splatter all over the place. So that's an old guy's top tip there: put the compound onto the panel and then use it and pick it up with the polisher. So as we can see now, polished out that sort of front section of the rear door, and we're getting quite good results. We still have the part over here, which is over the rear wheel arch where that little dimple is. This scratch there is quite deep, so as I mentioned earlier, we're going to show you, or we're showing you now, the results of what we've just polished out. Then we're going to go on to taking out the more severe area, which is just over the rear wheel arch. So again, I'm going to put a little line of compound just above that scratch and then pick it up with the polisher. Look in here now for the old time lapse. There goes your compound. Pick it up with the pad. Each time you use the pad or you stop and you polish it off, blow out the pad. Make sure that there's no old compound in there. You want all those fibres to stick up. So little thumbs up. And as you can see now, we're now getting towards the end of this process. So just to recap, we've been using quite an aggressive compound. We've been using an aggressive pad with the wool pad, and also a mini rotary polisher. And the slowest speed that that mini compact polisher will go is 1,300 revolutions per minute. So it is spinning quite fast, so therefore it is quite aggressive. But our aim throughout this whole process is to remove the scratch. We're not trying to hide it, we're not trying to put anything in it to disguise that it's there. We're going for complete scratch removal. So by using this process and using those heavier cut compounds, we're now cutting this clear coat to remove that scratch. So a final thing again, just as a reminder, little bead of compound, we're going along with the mini polisher, picking that up with the polisher and the pad, polishing out the scratch all the way along through this final rear fender or rear quarter panel. So our next stage, once we've removed that whole scratch, is to then move on to refining the finish on the whole side of this vehicle. So by doing that, by using that aggressive compound, aggressive pad, rotary polisher, by removing the scratch, we've actually put marks into the paint. So it's now our opportunity to take all of those marks out, and if you stay tuned now, we'll now take you through the next stage, which is removing those marks with a dual action polisher. So basically, now that we've taken out this whole scratch all the way down this full side of the vehicle, all the way from that front fender through two doors into this rear fender. So we've been using the Flex Mini polisher, the compact, which is the 3-inch polisher, and on the top of there we have had a wool pad. So although it takes up that scratch out, what we're then left with is then left with micro marks or little tiny marks in the paint from where that rotary polisher just spins in one place. So what we need to do then to take out those and to finish off this whole side of the vehicle to make sure everything all looks as it should, we then use a dual action polisher, and in this case we're using the Flex 3401. It's a force rotation polisher. It works on a cog system. You can see there that that's the movement in it. It has some oscillation, and it's that oscillation which takes out those tiny marks which are left behind by the wool pad. So we're going to use a medium sort of density pad in combination with we're staying on a German theme today, so we have used the American stuff to take out this from Car Beauty Pro, and this product is Sonax. It's German, along with a German machine, although I do have a Union Jack above my head. So 03-06. This is the Profoline. 03 is the amount of cut, 06 is the amount of gloss. So what it does with these panels is once you've taken out that scratch, it gives you a really nice high gloss to the paint, and it's more of a one-step kind of cut. So take out the scratch with your main polisher on the rotary, and then you're going to do one complete pass with a medium density pad and some good high quality polish. Turn your speed down, spread that polish around, take the speed up a little, and where that scratch was, you're now going to polish this whole panel out, making sure that there is no marks left over from the rotary polish. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, this guy's doing two panels at the same time. Aren't you detailers supposed to do a 2 foot by 2 foot square? Well, if we did that, we'd never make any money. And now we're just refining the finish. And we can do that with a dual action polisher. Just go over the whole surface of the door panel. Got some micro scratches just at the top here, just at the top of there, so just finishing those out. So here we go, we've got our Grand Cherokee. It's now outside, so remember that the scratch from before was all the way along this front fender, through both of those doors, off to the rear quarter panel. We know it is exactly the same vehicle due to the fact that there is the little dimple which was on that rear door panel. So all of the scratches that you saw before, they've all now gone. The paint is nice and clear. So there we go. More tips and tricks on the detailing channel, Veteran Detail here in Utah. That's our latest video, scratch removal on a Jeep Grand Cherokee. You will notice there that the results are very good. And why shouldn't they be? Spent quite a bit of time polishing everything out. So if you wish to use any of the equipment that we used today, the description and the links are in the description below. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. Don't forget to press the like button if you like it. Don't forget to share it with your friends. So stay tuned on the Veteran Detail channel. We will give you top tips, tricks, money saving ideas. And don't forget, we are a fully operational professional detail shop. So if you do have any questions, then drop us a line, drop us an email at info@veterandetail.com. I'm always quite happy to answer any questions for those young and budding and up and coming detailers who may have some burning questions on how do I get rid of this? How do I fix that? I have a nightmare. What am I supposed to be doing with this? Just drop me an email. And hopefully I can answer your questions, or we have enough contacts, myself and a few other detailers in and around, who will provide you with the answers. So thank you again, stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.